Hey y'all, it's me Amanda, the Lazy Stitcher, and today I have my Stitchy update, what I've been working on, mostly in May, but a little bit here in June too. So I'll start with my main project. I've been working on this one the most. I'm trying to get it done. It's my focus, which is the Anyone But You by Stitchline on Etsy. Although I checked and I couldn't find that shop again, I'm a little nervous that it wasn't a legit one, but too late. I already purchased it. I take no blame here. So I've got a good chunk of molder. I'm just trying to finish his leg. He's a tall gentleman. And hopefully I'll be able to start Scully. She's a lot smaller. We'll see how it goes. I wanted this to be done sooner, but it is what it is, So you told me the truth. You were my constant, my touchstone. Yeah, making good progress. It is kind of boring, I'll be honest, but it won't be forever. I'll finish it, and I just dropped that on the other side. But I am having a good time overall. I'll stitch just about anything, to be honest. Just always happy to have some stitching to do. Then I worked on a piece for my niece. I've been working on this very slowly because it's on black. I don't like stitching on it. And that is Nope. Kind of like a subversive style cross stitch. The E, it is charted to go over one on the bottom like that, but the top, you'll notice that there's no stitch there like there should be because I did it wrong. I'm going to, at the end, when I'm done with the flowers, I'm going to go ahead and rip out the E and restitch it. It won't take that long. I don't want to do it yet. I don't like backwards progress. I dropped this bag too. It'll be fine. I'd honestly rather be like, oh, I'm done, and then rip out the E real quick. It won't, I think that'll bother me less. So that's what I'm going to do. But that is Nope. Oh, that is by AlitonEmbroidery. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, also on Etsy. And it's on 28 count. Yeah, that one's on 28 count. I don't know what kind of linen. And the other one, my X-Files piece, is on 28 count white Monaco. So this one's a Christmas ornament. Let me see if I can find it for you to show you. It's this barn. Isn't that cute? Okay, and it's by Julia Lucas Designs, and it's in the 2018 Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue. That took me, thanks to the power of editing, you won't have to see all that, but it took me forever. This is being stitched on 32 count Graceful Gray Linen by Witcholds. And that's what I got done. That's just 3 days work. I am not a fast stitcher. But it's cute. I thought this gray looked similar to the blue, and I wasn't going to get like a hand-dyed for this. No. The last piece I have to show you is, I believe it should be pronounced My. It's the Dimensions Gold Collection Petites. She's a lovely geisha. And I got threads parked everywhere, but this is what she looks like so far. Been doing the bottom half of her. I did a little bit of backstitch, and I messed up somewhere in here. It is not right. So I've been fudging it because I couldn't figure out where I messed up. And I am way too lazy of a person to rip out all those stitches and redo them. So I just went ahead and made some brownies with that fudge. So no shame, people. I don't care. Life is too short. So that's everything I've worked on. I am going to work on my for a couple more days, and then I'm going to be going back to the X-Files piece, because that's what I have time for. I did go to Celebration of Needlework in Nashua, New Hampshire. I didn't really oh, there's a cat. Sorry, Moody. I didn't really interact much with people, but I did do some shopping. Through the magic of editing, it looked like I had prepared. So I got myself some fabric for this Prairie Schooler, Tortoise in the Hare. I got myself a 28 count Lugana in Laurel Green. I think this will be a good match. It doesn't really cover the color very well. It doesn't look super green, to be honest, but I think it's going to be a great choice for that piece. I also got a piece of fabric for another piece I want to work on, but the fabric was too small. It said it was a certain size on the actual fabric, but on the bag it said it was a different size, and I didn't notice. Plus, I think I might have been overcharged for it, unfortunately. And I don't know which shop it was. And I paid in cash, I think. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything about it, honestly. I wasn't horribly overcharged, at least. I didn't lose a ton of money on it, but it is a huge bummer because the piece of fabric just wasn't big enough for this project. It's a bigger project. So that's a huge bummer. I still have to get another piece of fabric because one of the things I try to do when I actually get a chance to go shop for cross stitch, which I don't do very often nowadays, I hardly ever buy any cross stitch. I'd like to, kit up. I have so many charts, so I try to make myself kit up at least a couple things I already have. And then what I also do is if I'm going to buy a new chart, I got to kit up the whole thing, right there and then. I find that this is a good policy for me. Yes, I have many kitted up projects, a lot. It's not very reasonable, but at least this way I'm not just collecting tons and tons of charts. Because you could collect charts all day, but it's how am I ever going to stitch them all, It makes a lot more sense, in my opinion, to actually kit them up. So I'll show you what else I got and kit it up on the spot. This designer was there, Mani Di Donna, and I thought that was so cute. There was a model of this, and I just thought it was so stinking cute. I don't have a ton of Thanksgiving pieces, plus there aren't that many. I got this piece of fabric for it. It is a 32 Belfast in cream. Oh, sorry, I left the price sticker on it. That's a little tacky. And I got the threads. Now, for some of these, I don't think I was able to get every single color, but I did my best. Next thing I got was the blue flower. It's called Wildflowers. Buttercups have honeyed hearts, bees they love the clover, but I love the daisies dance all the meadow over. Isn't that really pretty? And I think this one's, it's all DMC. And then I got a piece of fabric for it, a 40 count Newcastle summer khaki. I stick to I try to always, I usually try to match kind of the picture because typically when I want to stitch a chart, I want to stitch it the way it looks. And it can be hard for me to figure out what a good color. I'm not good at picking out random color combinations. So the last one I got was Turkish Delight by Rosewood Manor. I know that. Now, this one is not my typical style, in terms of the colors, but I honestly really like it. I think it looks really cool. So I found not the exact piece of fabric. Silk Weaver was there, Needleworker's Delight, but I got pretty close. This is called Crushed Cranberries. It's 32 count. That's pretty close. And then I got, again, most of the colors. I did not get the right amount of skeins, but I at least got it so, like, if I wanted to start it, I could start it, because I'll have at least one skein of most of the colors. Because, again, they didn't have... No one has, like, it's like Deep Blue Sea or something like that, and it's a Weeks, and I really need that color. I need it for something else, and it's in some of these charts, so I need to get that at some point. And the two places that had threads did not have that color. They were out, so I'm a little nervous. All right. In conclusion, so my upcoming plans is I'm going to do a little bit more on my, and then I'm going to work back on the X-Files piece, and then once we hit July, which is coming up really soon, I'm going to work on Celtic Summer, which is exciting. It's coming up right around the corner. I'm going to work on that, I think, for the whole month. Also, next month, July, is the Floss Tube Retreat, which I am going to. You know, if anybody's going to be there, I'm super stoked. I hope I get to see a bunch of friends again. I don't know, it's like I'm kind of in disbelief that it's going to happen. I'm a little nervous about my husband being with the kids alone that long. I figure my mom can hopefully help him. As for me and my life, things have been overall pretty good, honestly. Like, obviously, there's still the big cloud of my dad dying, which is still really sad. But as a whole, for me personally, things are going well. Lately, my husband and I have been, like, getting really into various instruments, so now we have, like, a bunch of instruments to play, and we're not good at any of them. Well, I shouldn't insult my husband. He's a decent fiddler, like, he's getting better, and I am, like, an advancing beginner on the guitar. I wouldn't call myself an advanced beginner, but I'm not, like, a super beginner. Like, I'm okay. But yeah, we've been so now I have a guitar, and we have a mandolin, a ukulele, and my husband has way too many violins, so I've been trying to learn one of those. Violin is really hard, by the way. Do not recommend that. Like, it is like this, so if you want to play violin, you should really want to play it, like, because the thing is difficult. At least with the other instruments, they're all kind of like cousins, and they all have frets and strings, so like a lot of the same basic principles apply to them. So we'll see if I'm ever actually good at any of these instruments. The garden's doing really well, which you'll see my garden updates here and there. Hope people don't mind. Like, I'm sure some people probably find my channel annoying because there's a whole bunch of different topics, but it is what it is, you know? I'm not going to change because of that. Who cares if I'm unpopular? And then, and obviously reading is going well too, which you'll also see those updates. My kids are doing well. It's going to be end of school next week. By the time I post this, it'll be this week that my son will be getting out of school, so we'll have summer vacation, have lots of fun. There's a local pond we'll probably go to, do lots of swimming, and hopefully the weather's better this year. Like, I've talked about it many times, but last July it rained for like the whole month. It was very bad for my father-in-law who does haying, and it was bad for my garden. Most of the plants, there were a few plants that actually did okay, but most of them were pretty miserable. So hopefully all goes well. Yeah, like I said, it's been overall things are going really well. I'm happy. I have a lot of hobbies, and I have to say lots of hobbies makes me personally really happy. And like, it also helps to like break up the day by taking breaks and doing fun little things like, oh, you know, I did the dishes. Now I'm going to sit and read a chapter of this book. Or, oh, I cleaned this room. Okay, now I'm going to sit and like play one of the instruments. It's simple, but it makes me happy. I think that's really all to share at the moment. I did fall in the garage and banged up my knee. That was lovely. I kind of blame my husband. I love him, but the electric fence that we were putting around my garden, there's 2 sections, and one we've put out, but it's not electrified right now. And the other one is sitting in a bundle, and he dragged it with his truck. Accidentally, he didn't know he'd done this. And then it was in the middle of the road. So I was like, oh God, I got to get it before somebody runs over our electric fence and ruins it. So I go to run, and the weed whacker was sitting there in the middle of the garage, just sitting like right in the way, which you can guess who left it there. It wasn't, I don't think it was the kids. So I'm running. It wasn't me either. I'm running, and I tripped over the weed whacker and I fell hard. I banged up my knee, my shoulder, my face a little bit. You can't really see it, I'm wearing makeup, but oh man, that sucked. I'm okay. Like, it's not that bad. It's healing up. It really wasn't that big of a deal. It just was bloody and gross. And then, like, I'm telling a story now, so we're just gonna go with this. Now, and then, like, I'm afraid of blood. And it's not like a totally conscious fear. So I suddenly started to get woozy, and I'm like gonna faint. So I'm getting woozy, and it's like, this is before my son was on the bus, so I had to get him on the bus, and I'm just like, okay, just stay conscious long enough. And I had to like lay on the floor, and it was off. I felt so bad for my son. I didn't want him to worry about me, but like I couldn't help him. I had to be like, he's 5. Like, he can get his own shoes on. You know, he can figure it out. So he did. And then I'm like laying on the ground while we wait for the bus. My husband is also the bus driver, so I got to see him, and I explained what happened, and like, you need to come home and fix up my knee. So yeah, I'm fine though. It's not. The worst part was the almost fainting, to be honest. My knee's healing up really well. It's pretty good now. I can finally have it uncovered. It's just scabby, you know, but it's a lot better than it was, let me tell you. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to tell that story, because I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy and just tell negative things. Like, overall, things have been really, really happy for me, you know. Despite the personal tragedy, on a day-to-day basis, things are really good. Thank you if you have watched. If you actually enjoy my videos, feel free to subscribe. I know, you know, I might, you know, I kind of have a weird channel of random stuff that I do, but I'm sure somebody finds me entertaining. So, hope you're all doing well, and goodbye.